In the presence of insulin, we cannot burn fat. It is the worst thing that can happen to someone. Oh, I haven't had my lunch yet. Now I'm hungry. Didn't have your lunch? All problems we have to deal with in society. Moving on. There's a few things that worked out exactly as I thought it would. So, would we like to talk about the poop now? My weight came down and my muscle mass slightly up. So, could be a coincidence, but explain that. On day 5, I did sprints. Around day 7, I felt like I was getting stronger.
Giving up your dreams to your silly demons.
Hey guys, it's Mariska from the future here. I'm busy editing this video and I realized what a massive boo-boo I made whilst filming this for you because I wasn't using my microphone. So apologies that the audio is a bit... I promise to learn from my mistakes. Anyway, I'm gonna put the content out there and I hope that this will help anyone who is thinking of doing a prolonged fast to just get a little bit of insight into someone else's experience. I promise you, trying to fix this has been harder than the fast. I hope you can still enjoy this video. I'm sorry.
Alrighty friends. I wish I could say for clickbait's purposes that this was a massive roller coaster. It's not. Honestly, there's a few things that worked out exactly as I thought it would. For example, not being hungry. Facts are, in my case anyway, that after a couple of days, I am simply just not hungry. You get your normal hormonal hunger around, an hour or so after you wake and it goes, "Hey, I'm grilling. Do you want to come and play?" And as long as you say no, thanks, it will be gone. So you just ignore that and 30 minutes later you're fine. We live in this world where people just get hungry every 2 hours. People can't go without a little snacky for 2 hours. It is the worst thing that can happen to someone. It's like, oh, I haven't had my lunch yet. Now I'm hungry. No, I'm sorry. Figure yourself out because you do not reserve the right to be just rude to people because you didn't have your lunch? Oh my god, I'm sorry, this just makes me feel that all other problems we have to deal with in society. Moving on. So yes, like I was saying, soon after you wake up, you just get that little ghrelin spike. It's hormonal, it's not real hunger, and especially after a couple of days, once you've used up all the carbohydrates and sugars that's been packed away around your body, you are fat adapted, my friend, and from then on, it is much easier. In the presence of insulin, we cannot burn fat. Moderation seems to be something that everyone likes to hang on to, but moderation is great for those who want to stay where they are. Moderation, in my humble opinion, is for people who are pretty much at their goal weight and they're not worried. For people like me and possibly for you watching, moderation is not the key if you want to lose 20, 30 kilograms. I definitely think abstaining from things that create the problem is a better result. Just having a little slice of cake, 1 glass of wine, although it sounds like moderation, it will kill off all your fat burning. And not until your body has gotten rid of all that sugar, that carbohydrate, will it return to fat burning. Once, while I was following a ketogenic diet, I decided to indulge in a small little dessert. I didn't eat any carbohydrates. That one little sin took 4 days for my body to measure ketones again. What is the chances that once every week you would only give in to your moderation? I bet you're going to give in 4 times. Just a little something on Monday, just a little something on Thursday, and then Saturday and Sunday. I mean, it's weekend. This is when we do this, right? We have the cake, we eat, we drink the wine. So definitely something I'm going to do better at now that I really understand the mechanism. There's a channel on YouTube called What I've Learned, and he explains it really well. So I'm going to insert that here because I just can't do it as well.
In 1910, an issue of the Los Angeles Herald newspaper had a column talking about the benefits of fasting. They mentioned that the first 3 days are the hardest, And I think anybody who's done a multi-day fast would agree that the first 3 to 5 days are indeed the hardest. This is likely due to the fact that your body is kind of in this limbo state where you're running low on glucose, but your body's glucose stores aren't quite low enough to give the signal to start producing plenty of ketones. Finally, on the 3rd or 4th day of a fast, when your ketone levels get really high, you should have a lot more energy and hunger should significantly reduce. So we would want to get out of this limbo zone and get your ketones up as fast as possible because ketones actually protect your muscles from breaking down. They reduce protein breakdown. I don't think I would ever do longer than a 10-day fast. But as you get leaner, it becomes a simple fuel availability problem. The obvious reason Angus Barbieri could fast so long was he was really fat. As you get leaner and leaner, you have less body fat that you can tap into for calories to support the body. When your fat stores get too low, your muscle starts to look extra tasty to your body and brain.
The fact that I wasn't as hungry as I thought I would be. You always fear that you'd be hungry and you'd be suffering. And I've had those fasts before too, where I couldn't even get through a 3-day fast. It's happened. Or where it was just hard. A 5-day or a 7-day, and I was just suffering through to the end to tick a box. And this is why this time I've decided I'm not ticking a box. I haven't decided beforehand how long I would go for. I knew I was willing to go for 30 days if I wanted to. But today is day 14 and I've discussed with my husband where we're at, and we've decided that today will be the day that I break my fast. And you can see my little smile. I have been loving every moment of this fast, and I will do it again for sure. I love everything about fast. I was ready to come off this fast. And this is probably a really good time to remind anyone who is thinking of a fast. You have to do the following thing. Before you start, do your research. Thing is, people have fasted for the last, how many million years do you want to go back? It is a natural thing. It is not you harming your body, but you have to know what you're doing, how you're going to do it, and how do you plan to come off of it. So step 1, do your research thoroughly. Even seek medical advice if that is what you feel you need to do. Number 2, look into what vitamins you'll be taking on your fast. I have before done fasts without taking any vitamins, purely having salt and water and coffee and tea, of course. And I did fine, but it is way better if you can include some of the vitamins that I've taken. I'll show a video here which shows you exactly what I've taken. When you are ready to come off your fast, be ready with your plan. How are you going to do this? Remember, all your cells is ready to take up some nutrients. They have not been fed for a while and you've been living off your fat stores. Now that you're going to put something back into your body, be sure not to do something like pasta or going for takeout or having a big meal. The side effects from that could be something between a little bloating and maybe feeling nauseous versus ending up in hospital and potentially dying. And this is the part where you want to be very careful. Plan your refeeding process and take your time. Your digestive system now had a nice little holiday and there's all sorts of good things that happened. But you got to wake it up first. I've heard before that whatever the fast length is, you should allow half of that time to come off of the fast. So the first couple of days, I plan to do just bone broth. After that, I will have some bone broth mixed in with some juice left from chuck meat that my husband will cook for himself. So I get the nutrition out of that. And then you can go into solids. Take your time. It's important. And definitely I would recommend no alcohol at least 2 weeks coming off of your fast, because that is one way that I've made a big mistake in the past. Coming off a 10-day fast and having alcohol the following weekend after I've just refed, I didn't feel very good. And needless to say, I gained so much weight back. It was a 10-day fast for free. Please don't do that. It's not a good plan. So that's it. Do your homework, do it well, take nutrition, and plan your refeeding. It's very important. Refeeding is just as important as the work you'll do your whole fast long. Regarding my blood pressure, it has basically stayed where it was when I started for the whole time, except this morning it had taken a massive drop. And that's part of why I wanted to stay on the fast, to see that I can maintain that level, because it is part of my plan to be able to come off my blood pressure medication with my doctor's support. And she's supportive if I can show the evidence. Now that I am coming off my fast and starting to refeed, I will keep a close eye on that. Around day 7, I noticed that my eyes was really bright, but soon after, it got really red and sore, and I was really tired at night. But the eyes thing just made it so hard, because I'm trying to just finish this program with my husband. Gotta go to bed. After a few days, that cleared up, and I was looking in a mirror around day 11, and I was like, whoa, it's back to being all bright. And I was so surprised that very night it didn't get tired anymore. But I also thought, if you listen to your body, and I know there's a lot of things that I didn't do during this fast. I didn't read one page of the Nelson Mandela biography that I wanted to read. Not even a page. I didn't meditate once. But what I did do is I listened to my body. And I just knew that my eyes, I should monitor, keep an eye on it, don't be dumb. I kind of knew that it was just going through some sort of a healing process. For a few days in a row, it has just been back to normal and beautiful bright white. Day 8 was funny. My tummy rumbled the whole day, and I couldn't say I was hungry. I had the same sort of hunger as all the other days. The hungry but not hungry. It comes and goes, hello, I'm Gwelen, I'm Mariska, bye. Yeah, it just rumbled the whole day, and I was at work, so I was like, shh, be professional. So that was a bit strange for me, but that was only that one day. So would we like to talk about the poop now? Okay. There's so many magical things that happen in your body during this time. It is just amazing. I've done about 7 prolonged fasts before, ranging between 5 days and 10 days, and now this 14-day one. In all of them, I have gradually, within a couple of days, stopped having any bowel movements, and it stopped completely until I started eating again, which was lovely. This time around, however, what is the right word? Alexa, what is a better, more feminine word for runny poo?
Sorry, something went wrong.
I know, something went wrong. I believe it's because of all the nutrition tablets I was taking. So I had the runnies basically every day since I started. I think the first 2 days, it tapered off a little, but then it was just runny poos. For the rest of the time, it's probably just all the nutrition going through and having to go through. So I would have liked not to have that. It was just weird, but it also makes me feel like maybe my digestive system didn't completely shut down. We'll see what happens as I refeed. It's just what the body does, and the body knows better than I do. So we'll just let them do their job, shall we? A symptom that I didn't really enjoy much. I felt a bit bloated for some days in a row. And it might just simply be because of the magnesium, potassium, and all these things that I'm putting into my body and my digestive system working through that. And I've never had this before, ever. And I must say today, day 14, I really don't feel that at all. It's as if it just ticked over. I had so much energy, even though I haven't eaten. Most mornings I did a morning walk, about an hour. And on day 5, I thought, well, I'm at the Oval. Why don't I just do some push-ups, some squats, and a few sprints? And I did 6 sprints. And if you want to look into the magic of what happens in your body when you sprint, look up on YouTube, Dr. Sean O'Mara, sprinting. He has a lot of research on abdominal fat and how good sprinting is for that. After my fast, I'm definitely going to continue this sprinting thing, because after I did my sprints, my weight came down and my muscle mass slightly up. So could be a coincidence, but explain that. And on day 4, we went on a 14 kilometer walk. We like long walk, but it was fascinating to me that on the 4th day of not eating, I walked 14 kilometers. On day 5 of not eating, I did sprints. Around day 7, I felt like I had a lot of muscle, like I was getting stronger. Just getting up from the couch or up from the toilet, I felt like, whoa, careful, don't jump into the wall. It was just like I had so much more power. I found that absolutely fascinating, and I don't know where it came from, but I'm thankful for it. And then yesterday, on day 13, we took a 10,500 step walk against the wind. And somehow, after not eating for 13 days, I just walked so fast. I was amazed at my body. 3 weeks ago, the same sort of walk, I would have walked slower. I definitely picked up that I was walking faster than before and also not suffering. And I believe this has got something to do with inflammation being cleared in the body, where before I would have felt like very out of breath. Yesterday, even the faster walk against the wind, I felt, let's go. All right, who wants to hear about the weight loss? As at this morning, which is basically 13 days, I have gone down 9.1 kilograms, and I'm really happy with that. I will probably gain back some as I start refeeding, because your body will start doing things again and holding on to some water as it does, and that's fine. The plan to counter it is just to bump up the exercise and make sure that my nutrition is on point. Through this experience where I just take everything I had out of my closet, out of storage, out from under the bed, and I just put it all on the bed and went through it. It took a long time, but it was really worth it, because you start seeing how many things you have. I liked trying everything on, because there was a number of things where you could normally just pull everything up to here and you're like, oh, no, that's it for now. But a lot of things actually pulled up but couldn't close. You could tell that there was progress, and that really excited me. It feels good to move forward, but there was so many things that fit me, and it made me so happy to just take all the old items that are now too big for me, or that I just had to face. This thing don't do anything for me. It's the wrong color. It's the wrong cut. Donate. Thank you for your service. Good luck with your future. Now I'm so happy to say that anything that I have fits into my one closet. By the time that anything that is now too small comes out, things will still go out and will go to a new home. Few thoughts on this. I find it actually just, I don't like the idea of having so many things that I don't use, while there are people in need who don't have things. And OMG ladies, there's a couple of dresses that I tried on and I'm like, you're so cute. It is such a good feeling when you put something on that either couldn't fit in before or you haven't fit into for 5 or 10 years, and now you put it on. And even if you think, oh, I probably will look better in this and I should wear it once I've lost another 5 kilograms, good for you, because that thing couldn't get over your neck. And now it's just sitting too tight. So go girl, sort it out. You can do it. It is such a good feeling. All right, now for the serious stuff. Side effects. I would say that the runny tummies qualifies as a side effect. That is not really ideal. And I must say it wasn't uncontrollable. I could feel like I'm going to have to sort this out, and then you can go and sort it out. It wasn't a surprise. And if you haven't heard this, public service announcement. There's a little faster's saying that goes, never trust a fart when you're fasting. Enough said. You can thank me later. Actually, let me know. Carrying on. On day 5, after I did my sprints, I did feel a little lightheaded and it was a little scary. I actually felt like I had to sit down a few times. Good call. That was a really good call. I also think it could have had something to do with the fact that it was a pretty warm day. Around day 2, I had a very slight headache. Nothing that bothered me, but also my body would have been in the process of switching over to fat burning mode. It's probably just my body being like, so that's fine. Day 3, I thought for a moment I could feel like my heartbeat was a little fast. I just monitored it. If you feel at all like this is not safe, listen to your body and just come off of your fast. And the longer you've been fasting, the slower you should come off of your fast. It didn't last very long, but nonetheless, that did happen. There were 1 or 2 moments where I felt a little weak when you're trying to hold something that you could normally hold. And you're like, why can't I hold this? And that puzzled me for a little bit. Am I losing muscle? I don't want to lose muscle. Everyone said growth hormone is spiked through the roof. It helps you prevent muscle loss. What's going on here? So I did a bit of research, and that could just be because I didn't have enough salt intake. Although I was taking my electrolytes, I've just started having just a teaspoon tip of salt mixed in with some water and just drank it. And honestly, within an hour, I could feel the difference. So that was a real game changer. And I don't know if this has got anything to do with the fasting or just the luck of the day. But this morning, I just woke up just not in the mood. I don't want to talk to people. And this is not normal. This is not normal. Came home and just crashed on the couch. After that, my husband and I had this discussion and decided perhaps just come off the fast and take a little bit longer to refeed. So, my take on fasting, still love it. We'll do it again. It's important to know what you're getting into, what you're going to do, and how you're going to look after yourself in the process. Most of all, to have a plan to come off of it responsibly. If you need resources, there's a lot available. I typically go to Dr. Berg, Dr. Eckerberg, Dr. Fung, there's a few doctors. I'll list a couple below. And they just have some really good resources about how to do this. And if you feel like you're not ready, don't do it, because let's just face it, this might be something that our bodies were used to 500 years ago or 7,000 years ago or 1,000,000 years ago. Our bodies knew exactly what fasting was, and it's still in your DNA somewhere. But if you're 40-something like me and you haven't ever fasted, your body hasn't got experience in this. So just honor the process and be kind to yourself. Listen to your body, because your body will tell you what's going on. Have you ever had that when you just know something? If you crave a certain item, not carbs, doesn't count, a certain vegetable or a piece of meat, and you're just like, gotta have the thing. And when you have it, you feel so much better. It's your body's way of saying, I'm nutritionally deficient in whatever, and that thing gave it to me last time. So give me that thing, please. Our bodies are so smart, and we just need to learn to listen to them instead of just trying to train our bodies. Our bodies, they're smart. Listen to your body. So fasting is definitely not for some people. Anyone who's pregnant or breastfeeding, don't do it. If you have a history of eating disorders, don't do it. Not recommended. But if you see yourself as a reasonably fit person who wants to use it as a tool, I think it could be a valuable tool. But it's up to you to execute it properly and to look after yourself. You don't take chances with your health. Until next time, let's giggle and shrink out of here. I have to go break my fast with some bone broth. See ya. Bye.